Hello, everyone. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Today, we're going to dive into an emotional and suspenseful story that follows Dee's painful yet powerful journey through love, loss, and redemption. From the shadows of his past to the unexpected connections that shape his future, every moment will pull you deeper into his world. If you enjoy stories filled with emotion, mystery, and heart, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. Hello, everyone. Today, we're diving into a story filled with emotion, quiet strength, and unshakable hope. It's about Dee, a man on a long and uncertain road back to his family, and Huyen, the woman waiting for him, holding everything together with patience and love. Each day passes slowly for Huyen. She wakes before sunrise, careful not to wake Maya, her little daughter, who sleeps soundly under the thin blanket. The house is quiet. Only the soft creaking of the old floorboards and the faint ticking of a clock remind her that time never stops. She moves quietly to the kitchen. The light of dawn filters through the wooden window, touching the worn table where she prepares breakfast. She boils eggs, toasts rice, and chops vegetables. The same routine every morning. The smell of warm food fills the small kitchen, and soon Maya's little footsteps echo in the hallway. The girl, cheerful and full of life, always runs to her mother when she hears the sound of a spoon tapping a bowl. Huyen smiles, handing her daughter a plate, even though her own heart feels heavy. Today feels harder than usual. The air seems thicker. The silence of the house reminds her of Dae's absence. It's been only a few days since he left, but to Huyen, it feels like months. She wonders where he is now. Is he safe? Is he tired? Or maybe he's still somewhere far away, alone on his old motorcycle, chasing the road home. As Maya eats, Huyen quietly watches her. The little girl's eyes sparkle with innocence, but behind that brightness, there's a hint of sadness. Maya often asks about her father, always looking up with hope. "When will he come home, Mom?" Huyen forces a smile. "He'll be back soon, my dear," she says softly. "And when he does, we'll all go for a walk together, just like before." Maya smiles back, but Huyen can see the unspoken doubt in her eyes. She doesn't understand the full weight of her mother's worries, but she can feel them. Children always do. After breakfast, Huyen helps Maya get ready for school. She ties her daughter's hair into neat braids, adjusts her small uniform, and places her bag gently over her shoulders. "Be good at school, and don't forget your lunch," she reminds her, trying to sound cheerful. Maya nods, her tiny hand holding onto her mother's until the very last second before stepping away. Once Maya leaves, Huyen goes to the garden. The morning air is cool, and dew still clings to the grass. She feeds the chickens, collects the eggs, and tends to the small vegetable patch behind the house. These are familiar chores. She's done them hundreds of times. But today, everything feels heavier. Her hands tremble slightly as she lifts a bucket of water. Sweat drips down her forehead. She pauses for a moment, leaning on the fence, and looks up at the sky. White clouds drift slowly above, but her thoughts are far away. "Are you all right out there, Dee?" she whispers. "Do you miss us like we miss you?" She sighs deeply and returns to her work. The tasks never end, but what exhausts her most isn't the labor, it's the waiting. The waiting that stretches endlessly. The silence that grows thicker each day without Dee's laughter, without his voice calling her name. When Maya comes home from school, she's smiling as always, full of stories about her day. But as soon as she sees her mother's tired face, her smile falters. "Mom, are you okay?" she asks softly. "I'm fine, sweetheart," Huyen replies, brushing dirt off her hands and smiling. "Just a bit tired." But Maya isn't convinced. She watches her mother quietly, noticing the small things, how her eyes seem more distant, how her voice trembles when she mentions D. Night falls. The house becomes silent once again. After putting Maya to bed, Huyen sits by the small bamboo table. The warm light from a single lamp flickers gently, casting long shadows on the walls. She looks out the window. Darkness has wrapped around the small house, and only the crickets outside keep her company. She wonders where D might be now. Is he also looking at the same sky? Is he thinking of her and Maya? Maybe he's tired and lonely, but still pushing forward, thinking of the home that waits for him. Huyen touches her chest, feeling the faint beat of her heart. "You'll come back," she whispers to herself. "You promised. You'll always come back to us." The next morning comes quietly. The first rays of sunlight creep through the window, brushing against the floorboards. Huyen wakes Maya earlier than usual. Today is special. It's the start of a new school term, and Maya has been waiting for it all week. Huyen moves with practiced care. She ties her daughter's hair again, smooths the wrinkles on her little uniform, and makes sure her backpack is neatly packed. "You look beautiful," she says with a soft smile. But as she gazes into Maya's bright eyes, a familiar ache returns. Maya looks up, her small hand reaching for her mother's. "Mom, when Dad comes back, can we all go to the river again?" "Yes," Huyen replies after a pause. "We will." Her voice trembles slightly, but she hides it with a smile. As they walk to school, the dirt road crunches under their feet. The morning breeze rustles the trees, carrying the scent of wildflowers. Maya skips ahead, but Huyen's steps are slower. Her thoughts wander again to the long road Diep must be traveling, the places he's passing, and the loneliness he must be feeling. At the school gate, Huyen bends down, fixing a loose strand of Maya's hair. "Be good, okay? If you need anything, tell your teacher. I'll be here when school's over." "I will, Mom." Maya smiles and runs toward her friends, her laughter echoing in the air. Huyen watches her daughter until she disappears inside, then turns around and walks back home. The silence returns. She feels it pressing in on her, heavy and familiar. But she doesn't allow herself to rest. There's work waiting. There's always work waiting. She spends the day in the fields, her hands rough from pulling weeds and harvesting vegetables. The sun beats down, but she keeps going. The image of D keeps her strong, his smile, his voice, his promise. When she returns home, the sky is already turning orange. She picks up one of D's old shirts from the bed. It still holds a faint trace of his scent. Holding it close, she closes her eyes and whispers, "Wherever you are, please come back soon." That night, the stars are bright. Huyen stands by the window, looking out at the sky, her heart full of hope. "You'll come home," she says softly, her voice trembling but firm. "You'll come home, and everything will be okay again." Even in exhaustion, even in loneliness, her faith never fades. Because love, quiet, patient, and unbreakable, is what keeps her standing, waiting for the day when her family will finally be whole again. The next few days pass quietly, each one blending into the next. Morning noon, and night. The rhythm of Huyen's life never changes, but inside her heart, something stirs, a growing ache she can't ignore. Every time she looks toward the road leading out of the village, she imagines Diep appearing there, tired, dusty, but smiling. One afternoon, as Huyen is working in the garden, Maya runs up, her school bag bouncing behind her. "Mom! Mom!" she calls out, breathless with excitement. "The teacher said we can bring our parents to the school festival next week. Can Dad come too?" Huyen freezes for a second. The sound of Maya's cheerful voice hits her like a wave. She forces a smile, brushing the dirt off her hands. "Let's see, sweetheart. If Dad comes back in time, we'll all go together." Maya's face lights up instantly. "He will, Mom. I know he will." Huyen nods, though her heart tightens. She doesn't want to extinguish her daughter's hope, even if she herself is unsure. As Maya runs off to feed the chickens, Huyen turns her face toward the horizon, whispering to herself, "Please, don't break her heart. Come home soon." The sun begins to set, and the sky turns a gentle shade of orange. The scent of grass and earth fills the air. Huyen sits down on the small bench near the fence, her hands resting on her lap. The sounds of crickets echo softly around her. For a moment, the world feels peaceful, but the silence also carries a weight she can't shake off. Later that night, as she sits by the lamp, she opens an old wooden box. Inside are small keepsakes, a faded photograph of the holding baby Maya, a few old letters, and a small pendant Dieu gave her years ago. She runs her fingers across the photo, tracing Dee's smile with her thumb. The edges of the picture are worn, but the warmth it carries remains untouched. She remembers their laughter, the evenings they spent talking under the stars, the way Dee always found a way to make her smile even during hard times. "We've been through worse," she tells herself softly. "We can make it through this too." Suddenly, there's a sound outside, faint footsteps on the path. Her heart skips a beat. She gets up quickly, rushing to the door. "Dee!" she calls out into the night. Only the wind answers. The bamboo leaves rustle softly, whispering secrets she can't understand. Her shoulders sink, and she lets out a quiet sigh. "Just the wind," she murmurs, closing the door gently. Maya stirs in her sleep, murmuring something about her father. Huyen kneels by her bed, tucking the blanket up to her chin. "Sleep well, my love," she whispers. "Daddy will come home soon." Days pass. The festival grows closer, and the village slowly fills with laughter and music. Huyen helps the other women prepare decorations while Maya practices her small dance for the event. But inside, she still feels the emptiness of waiting. On the morning of the festival, Maya wakes up early, full of excitement. "Mom, let's go early so we can see everything." Huyen helps her get dressed in a bright new outfit, combing her hair with care. "You look so pretty," she says with a smile, even as her eyes glisten with hidden tears. When they arrive at the school, Maya runs off to play with her friends. Huyen stands at the back, watching her daughter spin and laugh, surrounded by music and joy. But every sound of a motorcycle engine makes her turn her head, hoping, just for a second, that maybe, just maybe, Day has returned. But he doesn't appear. The day ends with applause and laughter, and Maya returns to her mother, her smile wide but her eyes full of longing. "He didn't come, did he?" she whispers. Huyen kneels and pulls her close. "No, not today. But he's trying, sweetheart. He's trying to come home." That night, after putting Maya to bed, Huyen sits outside once again. The moon is high, and its silver light spreads over the fields. Her heart feels heavy, but she doesn't cry. She can't. She has to be strong. For Maya, for Day, for the promise they all share. In the distance, she hears a faint rumble, a motorcycle engine cutting through the silence. Her eyes widen. The sound grows louder, closer. She stands up, her breath quickening. Could it really be him? Moments later, the familiar figure of Dee appears at the end of the path, dusty and tired, but smiling through it all. The old motorcycle sputters as he stops in front of the house. For a moment, Huyen can't move. Then, without thinking, she runs toward him. "Day!" she calls out, her voice breaking with emotion. He drops the small bag from his shoulder and opens his arms wide. The world around them fades. No wind, no sound, just the two of them standing there in the soft glow of the moon. When she finally reaches him, Huyen bursts into tears, her hands trembling as they touch his face. "You're home," she whispers. "You're really home." De nods, his eyes wet with exhaustion and relief. "I told you I'd come back," he says softly. "No matter how hard the road gets, I'll always find my way back to you and Maya." From the window, Maya's sleepy voice calls out, "Dad?" She runs out barefoot, her little feet pattering against the wooden floor. When she sees Dee, her face lights up. She jumps into his arms, laughing and crying all at once. The three of them stand there, holding on to each other as if afraid the moment might disappear. For the first time in what feels like forever, the house no longer feels empty. That night, the small bamboo table glows softly under the lamplight. Dee, still dusty from travel, sits beside Huyen, while Maya sleeps peacefully on the bed. He tells her about the journey, the storms, the nights on the road, the times he almost gave up. "But what kept me going," he says, looking into her eyes, "was knowing that you and Maya were waiting. That no matter how far I went, love was the path that would lead me home." Huyen listens silently, her hand resting on his. The warmth of his skin reminds her that this isn't a dream. He's here. They're together again. Outside, the crickets sing. The wind moves gently through the trees, carrying away the dust of yesterday's worries. Huyen leans her head on Dee's shoulder. "We made it," she whispers. "All the waiting, all the sleepless nights. It was worth it." Dee smiles, wrapping his arm around her. "As long as we have each other," he says softly, "there's nothing we can't face." And for the first time in many months, the small house glows with warmth again. The kind of warmth only love can bring. The road behind them was long and hard, but the path ahead feels lighter, brighter, full of promise. Because no matter how far apart they may go, love, patient, steady, and strong, will always guide them home. After years of pain and regret, Dee finally decides to confront the past he once tried to forget. Haunted by memories and choices that shattered lives, he begins a journey that leads him back to the place where everything began. Along the way, he meets people who test his strength, compassion, and ability to forgive, including someone who holds the key to the truth he's been avoiding. As secrets slowly unravel, Dee realizes that redemption comes at a price, and not everyone will survive what's coming. But just when he thinks he's found peace, a single letter arrives.
Alex trở về nhà và phát hiện cô
one
đã rời
that
đi.
could
Nhận
change
ra đã quá muộn,
everything
rằng
again.
anh yêu cô sâu đậm. Dưới cơn
What
mưa, anh
will
tuyệt vọng tìm
do
kiếm, trong khi
when the
Tử La,
past
trú ẩn tại
knocks
một
on
ngôi
his
nhà
door
hoang,
for
ôm
the
chặt mẹ
second
con và bám
time?
víu vào tia